Hello, hello. All right, folks, I have no idea what this reading is going to be about today. So I'm just winging it. I just know that I want to do a pick a pile, and I decided to just give some space to let Spirit deliver whatever messages need to be heard by whoever needs to hear them. And I'm sure that by the time I record this and go through it, well, I'm hoping that by the time I record this and go through it, that I'll have some sort of, that maybe there will be some kind of theme, and that will be posted in the title, which will give a little more clarity. But until then, I guess we're all going to be surprised. So there are 3 piles that you can pick, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And the intention that I set for those cards is that these cards, I haven't seen them yet, but that those cards are going to be the overall theme of the message that's coming through. And so I'll put a picture up for you guys to look at and see, to help you to connect with your intuition if that helps you out. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm honestly a little bit nervous. This is pile 1, you guys. Hello, pile 1. I was just getting ready to say I'm honestly a little bit nervous because this is a it's just kind of a free I wanted to say free for all, but that's not what it is. It's like a free, or maybe that's a part of the message, like a free flowing message. There we go. It's just going to be a free flowing message. I'm not really sure how this is going to go, so I have no layout plans or anything. We're just going to kind of wing it and see what comes out and see what type of messages. So this is pile 1, and the card that you have is the 6 of Wands. So that's pretty good. Okay. And then you have the Hangman here. Okay, the Hermit. All right. Let's get one more with this deck. We have the Ace of Swords in reversed. It feels like there's a lot of eyes on you. Feels like there is a lot of eyes on you. Like there is something that maybe you're doing that people are like, they know you're doing something, but they're not really sure what you're doing. And it has something to do with like your sense of success, your own version of what you want for yourself or for your life. I'm getting like business vibe, like a career path type of vibe. But I am getting the sense that there are eyes on you, that there are people watching you. I'm getting that I'm getting an energy of like maybe I don't know if this is 2 specific people that are watching you, or that you have your eyes on. Okay, these came out too. I'm not sure if it's one specific person I get the sense that there is someone that you're like watching people and people are watching you. But I get the sense that there's someone in particular that, I don't know, it's like a very innocent energy. It's kind of just like curious and like, very almost like innocent. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I made this deck. The energy that I'm picking up on right now, I'm not sure if this is your energy, but it feels kind of anxious, very busybody, kind of like it feels rushed. It feels like something needs to get done and it needs to get done quickly. It feels almost like self-pressure, or I'm not sure. I can't tell if it's self-pressure or if this is pressure from the outside situation, with the people that are watching. But I just get this in my energy. I feel like there's so much pressure and so much expectation to get something done, to get it done quickly, to get it done correctly. Like it needs to be done, but it's almost like overwhelming. It gives me anxiety because it's kind of like there are so many pieces to the puzzle that need to come together like just right. It needs to fit together just right in order to get the wheels to turn. And trying to figure that out is like, it's not anxious. It's not an anxiety in like a crippling sense. It's like an exciting anxiety. It's like there's excitement in the challenge of it and being able to get it done. And it's like, I'm like, there's like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. It's a push and pull between like, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to take off, versus like, I need to pump my brakes because I need to figure out how this comes together. Like, I'm ready to go in my energy, but also I need to be practical and have a plan. I just get this energy of, sorry if you guys can hear background noise. Sorry if you guys can hear that. I may cut that out, I'm not really sure, but if not, let's just move on. So I'm not sure what exactly, this is around success, but I want to get another card to see what specifically we're talking about here. And actually, let me see if I can, I made this deck of songs, so let me get a song and see. I probably actually should have pulled all of the cards before I started like describing the energy, because it would be a little more copacetic. And that's kind of the energy. That is the energy of this reading. It's kind of like a little impulsive. It's like the direction, like, let's say if let's say we're talking about, I'm feeling like this is your energy, okay? So it's almost like your energy is like, you see the end goal, you see what you want, and maybe you can't exactly define, you know what you want, right? And then it's like almost impulsive, like, you know that you have to go through steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the thought of having to go through those in that order feels like it goes against your energy. Like, that's not what you're used to. Like, this is something that's kind of new. Like, you can see the end result, and maybe you're used to being a little more impulsive. Like, I used to being like, just, all right, pull the trigger, let's get it done, and we're gonna see how everything pans out. Usually, I'm getting the sense that usually it probably pans out for you. It has panned out for you pretty well, you know, considering that that's something that you've kept up, that you've maintained, and hasn't stifled you. But I'm getting the sense that something has happened, to make you switch the way you move, to adjust the way that you move. And I think it has to do with, let me get a card to confirm, but I'm getting some kind of like communication, something that was said to you. Something that like somebody said or was said or you heard, something that has to do with some sort of communication that you received that has stuck with you. I'm not getting the sense that this is recent communication. Like, this is something that happened a little while ago. Some kind of wisdom is what I'm getting. Okay, so you have 2 songs that came out. All right, the first one is Say You Won't Let Go by James Arthur, which is crazy because as I okay, I'm using my Bluetooth, so I really hope that didn't cut out. But anyways, so you have, I'm so in love with you, and I hope you know, darling, your love is more than worth its weight in gold. We've come so far, my dear. Look how we've grown. I want to stay with you until we're gray and old. So that's, I mean, in my personal opinion, a great song. But that's a song if you want to look that up. And then the other one is Didn't I Give It All? Tried my best, gave it everything I had, everything and no less. Didn't I do it right? Did I let you down? Maybe you got too used to having me around. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so let me get, I'm starting to feel like, all right, I didn't even tell you the cards that you have. You have the Hangman, the Hermit card, the Ace of Swords in reverse, the 6 of Cups in reverse, the King of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. Let me get another card to clarify. Like this, I'm getting the sense of like this success is not just like I have this one idea and I need to, and that's the success. I suddenly feel the need to like really slow down and take a deep breath, and I just got suddenly like emotional. I feel like I'm not sure if it's anxiety or it's like I feel it in my chest, but I also feel it in my throat chakra, almost like there's a blockage, and it feels like I want to cry, but I can't. And actually, as I'm talking, I don't know if I can just feel it or excuse me, if you can hear it in my voice, but even the sound of my voice became a little restricted. It's almost like there's something that I think somebody said something. Yeah, I just got the Mother of Swords reversed. I was getting ready to say, I think somebody said something really harsh. Somebody said something really, I want to say really fucking cutthroat. Excuse my French, but you know, however it comes through with my, from Spirit is how I'm going to deliver it. And that's the message that I got is, I want to say that somebody said something really fucking cutthroat. And I don't know. It's causing a lot of, hold on one second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sometimes it's hard for me to, oh, this is 10. 10 of Swords. Yeah, man. In reverse. So it's like something is really, really plaguing. Like it is really causing a lot of mental anguish, and it's like difficult to move on. And again, I just get this, I don't know, this sense of like innocence. Like I think there's another energy that maybe is perceived as innocent, and I'm not sure if you're the one who I don't know. There's another energy that's perceived as innocent, and I don't know, when I pick up on this energy, like I want to cry. I get emotional. So I don't know if something was, all right, hold on, let me take a step back. I just get so emotional because it's like this whew, it is so much going on in this energy and in this situation. So please forgive me. Let me see if I can try to make sense of this and what's going on. But let me take a step back real quick, because what I was going to say was, when it comes to success, it's not what I'm not picking up on necessarily that it's like, okay, I want to start this business, for example, and this is how I want it to play out. This is how much money I want to make. And then boom, that's going to be success. It's not like that. I'm getting more of like making a soup. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I need to have these carrots, but I need this specific kind of carrot, and I need it to be chopped to, you know, these 1/4 inch sizes. And then I also need celery. And when I get the celery needs to be chopped to these 1/2 inch sizes. And then I also need some potatoes, and they need to be perfectly cubed to a quarter. Like, so it's like all of these pieces, all of these ingredients that go into this soup. And then the completion of the soup, the final product of the soup is success. But there are a lot of moving parts to putting this soup together. So it's not just like, let me buy this canned soup and put it in the stove and then boom, we have success. No, this is very like homemade, homegrown. Like I'm putting in the work, and I need to, and it's like I'm putting in the work, and I need to make sure that all the pieces come together, and I need to slow down. It's like, this is the energy that I'm picking up on, by the way, and I believe that this is your energy. But it's like I need to slow down, like where maybe I might be used to like moving so quickly, like, all right, do this, you got to do that, this situation has to be handled that way, you got da-da-da-da, boom, 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 and it typically works out fine. It's like a very high-strung, high-pace, I don't have time to breathe or think or whatever, like I just got to constantly kind of move. It's like a switch from that to like, okay, I still feel that as a part of my energy, but also I need to I grow up is what I heard. I need to grow up and I keep hearing wisdom, like I need to take stock. That's what I just heard. So I don't know if that is significant, but it's like, that's essentially it. Like in these situations, like instead of just being so impulsive and not really considering, okay, give me a second. I'm trying to describe this in a way that makes sense. And that is the overall energy that I'm feeling, where it's like, I know what I feel and I can see it, I can sense it. But to communicate that and translate that in a way that it's understandable to you guys, that is the overall theme of this energy that I'm picking up on. Where this person whose energy that I'm picking up on is like, I can see all of the working pieces, but I'm not the only one managing all of these pieces. Like, this piece is the responsibility of this person, and this piece I have to consider that person, and this piece impacts that person. And so having to go through each piece and considering how I'm seeing, like, okay, I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy, so I have no idea how many people are going to pick up on this, and I hope that you do. And also, if you watch Grey's Anatomy, like, gang gang. But you know how when they do I forget what it's called, but basically when they need to check like the veins and they use the dye, so they're watching it on some kind of monitor that looks almost like a ultrasound, and then they inject the dye, and then you see the dye spread through all of the roots of the veins and how they like kind of cast out and how many veins there actually are, because what you can see initially without the dye is like the main thick artery, but once you put the dye in, you see all the other tiny little branches that maybe you can't see to the naked eye. That's what I'm getting from this. So it's like you have this main artery, and then there are other tiny little veins that branch off that you don't necessarily see to the naked eye. And whereas this person might have been like, all right, we got to tie this artery, sever this artery, connect this artery to that artery, and then we're going to have a new like flow system and everything's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how the person functioned, and it was well enough. But there was no consideration for the tiny little arteries, the tiny little branches that go off of each artery. And so maybe in the previous way of doing things, where it's like, let me, fix where you are acknowledging the bigger arteries, it's like, I just get the energy of like, I'm gonna, like, someone that comes in and they're like, okay, let me move this piece here, move that piece there, boom, okay, let me go to, have you guys ever seen, what I'm getting now is the Queen's Gambit, that show. And so it's like the scene when I think they're in a library and there are a bunch of different tables set up, and at each table they're playing chess. So there are 2 people to each table, and each of them have their own games going on. And it's like someone that's walking around and is like, okay, let me go to this chessboard and see what's going on here. Tell them how to move. Okay, boom. Let me go to this next chessboard and see what's going on here. Okay, boom. And it's like that. It's like someone that has their hands in it enough to have an influence, but they don't stick around enough to see how it truly unfolds and truly pans out. And so whatever fallback or lash out or whatever comes from that, they don't necessarily receive that. This is how this energy has, I believe this is you. This is how you were functioning in the past, where it's like you didn't necessarily receive the fallout or know the fallout or understand or even have an interest, is what I'm picking up on, in how it played out. It's like once you put your hand in it and you've once you put your hand in it and then you were bored of it or whatever, you were done with it, then that's it. You're done with it. You're out. You're moving on to the next one. And so I'm just getting the sense that, to tie that back into this reading, I'm getting the sense that I think this has to do with a relationship. And I think that essentially what's happening is that there is this other energy that I was telling you that I was picking up on, that's like kind of very innocent and like, I was going to say baby-like, but I don't get that this energy is a baby. It's just like the purity of their heart and their intentions. And anytime I talk about this energy, I get emotional. And I don't know if that's, anyways, it's like this energy, it makes me, when I pick up on that energy, it's like, it makes me, I can't, exactly that. It's like words leave me, my clarity of mind leaves me, you know what I mean? It's almost just like instinctual. Like there's not a thought process or a plan or this. It's just, it's like, it's almost like I have to fight against my instinct to jump in and like protect this energy. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's you. I think that's how you feel towards this energy. So to tie this together, what I'm getting is that I think that it seems like there was a situation, something happened here. And I think that you may have said something that was really cutthroat to this energy. And I'm just getting the sense that you guys are not talking, that there's no communication happening right now. But whatever you said or however that played out has impacted you. It's like you can't, I think maybe both parties, to be honest with you, it's like the mental anguish, like you cannot get past it. And so because that had such a profound impact on you, and because it had such a profound impact on you, it brought you to a point where you had to take a step back and actually like start doing some internal reflection to get some wisdom about how you're doing what you're doing, why you're doing how you were doing what you were doing, why you were doing what you were doing, the impact that it had on the people around. Like you had to start considering the tinier veins on the main artery. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're realizing that even though you feel kind of removed when you just dip your hand in and dip your hand out and dip your hand in and dip your hand out, I think that you were functioning where you thought like, okay, that didn't really have such a huge maybe like emotional impact, or that emotional impact isn't your responsibility because you weren't like, I'm just the person that stuck my hand in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your energy where you're realizing like, okay, I can't function like that because I had a thought and I completely lost it because I'm just going, I'm sorry. Okay. I had a thought and I completely lost it. I'm just getting the energy that like you miss talking to this person. And then I don't know, didn't I give it all, tried my best, gave it everything I had, everything and no less. Didn't I do it right? Did I let you down? Maybe you got too used to having me around. I don't know whose energy is what in this situation. I think that this is okay. Anyways, so the overall gist of this reading is success. The overall theme of this is success. And it has to do with like I was going to say complete package success. But it's not just, it's a complete package success. I don't know if that makes sense. It's a complete package. It's like your life. It's like your life. Like I need to revamp my life. That's the energy that I'm picking up on. Like I need to revamp my life. Okay, so, all right, well, let's see what other messages you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 of Cups. Moving on to, yeah, I think this is a message about growth, honestly, about like acknowledging your growth. Yes, the World card, exactly. Like you have completed a cycle, like you have grown. Like, okay, so this situation is the overall theme of this is success, right? And I think that this feels like an acknowledgement from Spirit saying like you have acknowledged, you have done the work, you have gained the wisdom to acknowledge where in your life you have made choices that maybe were not the most beneficial. I feel like I have to be very careful with how I say this. I think that you are a person that's very particular with words. Very particular with words, like almost literal, like the implied meanings of words. I don't know how to describe this. What I'm getting is it's almost like I have to be very particular with my words, because I think that you might have experienced Yeah, man, there is some like trauma relating, wounding with words, like people using words. So, so what I was saying was, this feels like you have acknowledged, you are, the success that's being acknowledged here is your success in your growth and moving beyond habits that were not serving. They were self-serving. They were self-serving. That's the word. And that's not, I'm not judging. I'm not saying that with judgment. There's acknowledgement that you have recognized that. But honestly, like, okay, I don't necessarily, let me ask the question, because I feel like there's acknowledgement that you have gained the wisdom and you have grown in that sense, in the sense of going in, of taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture. That's not what I'm trying to say. I feel like there is, like, you've gained the wisdom, but are you applying it? That's the energy that I'm getting. It's like you've gained the wisdom and you've seen, that's what I think the issue is. Remember in the beginning when I said it's like there's this push and pull of like, I'm so used to being this kind of impulse. Okay, I don't know. I think that you are a very sexual person, because something about this really, I'm just picking up on some very sexual energy. So maybe that has something to do with your impulsivity too. Like you need a release or something. It's just, I get a lot of pent up energy. Like you want to move, like you want to just go do, like you need to exert energy. I think that it might be beneficial to, let me just ask. I think that you might be a person that would benefit from having some, I was going to say extracurricular activities. It might be time to get a little sensual, or maybe that's what you want, but you don't want to be impulsive about it. Yeah, man, the Sun card, justice. That's good energy. I'm just getting like, even there's a lot of sexual energy coming through. The Sun is a very hot card, very passionate card. I'm just getting like coming into union with someone. So, and it's over this innocent energy. But again, I feel like there's this push-pull of like, I want to be impulsive, but I feel like you're too nervous to. Like, you're not too nervous. It's not how I was trying to say that. It's like you're too nervous to. Like, you want to, but you're too nervous. I don't know. I think it feels like you, what was that? Okay, I just heard something and I lost it. It was, okay, let me stop shuffling cards, because this message is going to go on and on and on forever. Let's see if we can get some advice. Ooh, I told you this was kind of an aimless message. I had no idea where this was about to go. So the overall theme is talking about this master plan that you have and getting all of the cogs of the wheel lined up so everything can function cohesively. So everything can, all the cogs in the wheel. I don't know why I keep hearing cogs in the wheel, cogs in the wheel, cogs in the wheel. I don't know what that means for you. I feel, okay. know, there's some anxiety. I just keep feeling anxiety, like there's this nervous feeling, like, oh my gosh. Let's take a deep breath here. Okay, I think you want, okay. All right, so Spirit, can you give some advice? What is the advice that you can give to this situation? Because I think that this person is struggling with the push and pull of action and inaction, wanting to be impulsive, but the duality. Oh my God, this is totally okay. Holy shit. That took me a minute to pull that together. Oh my God. Okay, so this is totally a message about duality and integrating the duality. First of all, recognizing that life does not exist without duality within each person, within the world in general, with any type of function. You have the very core of creating existence, masculine and feminine energy coming together to create a child. That is duality. Do you know what I'm saying? And so this is about integrating duality. This is about recognizing that you don't have to exist as just one person. Nobody exists as just one person. And this is about trying to find balance, specifically a balance that will bring you the success that you want for your life and all of these pieces. And you have to recognize, and you are recognizing, when to be, when to be more impulsive and when to take a step back and be practical and have a plan. And I'm getting a lot of sexual energy. So, I don't know. Okay, Spirit, what type of advice do you have? Good God. Okay, work through your fears. Exactly. I was saying, like, I was getting this, like you're too nervous to try to make a move or know when to make a move. It's almost like you're just second guessing anything, whether it's like, am I too impulsive? Am I too practical? No matter what you do, you're like questioning it. So like if you're about to be impulsive, you're like, oh no, am I too impulsive? And then you don't, and you're like, let me make a plan. But then you're like, oh God, but is this plan too practical? You know what I mean? So whether you go left or right, you're questioning. That's the energy that I'm getting. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. I don't know. That Scorpio is really standing out to me. Like Scorpio season. Something about Scorpio season. I don't know. That Scorpio is really standing out to me. It's kind of reminding me of, I don't know. That Scorpio is really standing out to me. Okay. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Didn't I say that? The World card. Exactly. Like this. So to get to this point of, first of all, being able to recognize that the world is a duality, because we are brought up, we know what we know based on our experiences and our environments. And so if our environment tells us that the world exists only in black, you know what I'm saying? And then you come across white and it's like, oh, something else exists outside. Okay, this is a terrible example. This is not the metaphor that I'm trying to give, but basically what I'm trying to say is we only know what we know. So when you have a certain upbringing, you know what you know in your upbringing. It's not until you get out and explore the world and question things and go inside to find your own wisdom and see, like, how do I feel about this situation? Not what is society telling me or what does my family tell me I need to feel about the situation? Like, what do I feel about that? And then from there, you connect with not only your intuition, but with the realization, with the understanding that duality exists in every person and in everything. And so it's a matter of learning how to balance and integrate that. And you are there. You have gained that wisdom. And so now that you have gained that wisdom, it's about taking action. You see what I'm saying? And that is, it's not like you just learn and then you do. We have been programmed to do as we have done for as long as we have done it. So trying to then write a new program and do something different is definitely a challenge, and there's acknowledgement in that as well. But what this is saying is that you work through those fears and work through the fears. I'm just getting the sense that, like, there's no there's an action that you want to take, and because of the past situation, that keeps plaguing you mentally, it's making it difficult for you to move forward and work through those fears. Take action. You know what I'm saying? That's the suggestion. That's what I have here. That's the suggestion. That is the advice that's coming through from Spirit. I don't have anything else though, so thank you, pile one. That was such that reading was a little all over the place, and I apologize because again I had no idea what type of direction I was going with this, but I appreciate you for thugging it out with me. And if you like that video, please hit like, share, subscribe, all the things. I'm new at learning YouTube, so you know, can you help me out? Can you support me if you like it, if you choose to? If not, then all good. But I appreciate you sharing your energy with me and allowing me to read for you. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you. I'm going to move on to pile 2. All right, pile 2. So, pile 1's reading was a little more. It didn't come. It came together, but it was a little kind of all over the place, more than I expected. So, this card up here represents the overall theme of your message, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of swords. Okay. All right, so let's see if we, good Lord. Let's see if we can get some, additional messages. Okay, pile number 2. I started to talk a little bit and then I decided I wanted to pull some, okay, those are way too many, the cards and try to get a gist of the message before I started speaking, because when I did that with pile 1, I was kind of all over the place. And I think a part of that was just the energy that I was picking up on. This pile seems a little more like, I was gonna say organized, but I heard reserved. Okay. This song also came out in pile 1, so I don't know if this might be connected. But basically what I'm getting, the overall sense of this message is that you are stepping into your power. I'm getting like there was some stagnant energy and it was difficult. It was heavy. It was a lot of like mental energy. It was a lot of mental anguish. It was a lot of I'm just getting the sense that this pile is very spiritual, and I'm getting like facing the shadows, facing the dark. You know what I'm saying? The songs that you pulled here: didn't I give it all? Tried my best, gave it everything I had, everything and no less. Didn't I do it right? Did I let you down? Maybe you got too used to having me around. That's Take It All by Adele. And then you also have I forgot that you existed, and I thought that it would kill me, but it didn't. And it was so nice, so peaceful and quiet. I forgot that you existed. It isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference. I Forgot That You Existed by Taylor Swift. So if you want to listen to those, there might be some additional messages in there for you, but you are getting over something. You are getting over something that like really fucked you up is what I'm getting. Like you are moving into more calmer. Yes, of course, you have the Six of Swords here. You're moving into, okay. These are a lot of songs. I don't know if I want to pull these. Let's just set these to the side and see what they might bring later on. But yeah, I'm just getting the sense. I keep getting drawn to this Two of Swords energy. I'm just getting that you like were really going through like a spiritual psychic battle. like like, okay, not to make a joke of it, but like ghosts and goblins and ghouls. Oh my, it's like this experience that you have not had before. I think that you were learning how to not deal with, but that's what wanted to come out. It's like you were learning how to work through your psyche. I'm just getting that you're a very highly psychic person and very receptive. And is like you were learning how to navigate the spiritual, that's not the right word. It's like you were learning how to, okay, golly, I don't know why I can't, why I'm having a hard time with this. I don't know, I just almost get this energy of frustration. It's like you're trying to figure something out, like you're trying to get something and it's not working. And I just get I just get the sense that it's like, what the hell? Like, I am doing my best. What else is there left to do? You know what I mean? Like, what else is there left to do? And then, oh my gosh. Okay, what? Let me get some cards to clarify some of these. That was quick. So what are we moving on from? What is this? What's the message here? What is the question that needs to be answered? Daughter of Cups in reverse. Temperance and Daughter of Wands. The Moon card. I'm like mentally exhausted from, that's the energy that I'm picking up on, is like mentally, like is not even mentally, energetically exhausted. I feel like you have been getting maybe a lot of like intuitive downloads, or you've been trying to figure, okay, there's something that you feel like is not, oh my God. You're very guarded. Something has happened and you are now very guarded. And I get the sense that like there is, it's like you are surrounded by so much negativity and so much stagnant energy. So much that's trying to pull from you, and you are trying so hard to maintain the core of who you are, your truth, your purity, your innocence, the purity of your heart. But something has happened that's like cutting you off from your heart space. And I'm getting the sense that like there was like there was so much I'm getting burnout. I'm just getting like the sense that your energy is being like burnt out. Like it's like even trying to describe what you're coming out of, it feels exhausting to try to describe it. It almost feels like what I'm picking up on is like, I don't even want to explain it, because first of all, it's too exhausting, but also like nobody will believe it. Nobody will believe it. That's the energy that I'm picking up on this pile. Like nobody would believe it. And I get the sense that you feel kind of like left behind and watched. It's like you're being like, it's like, I get the sense that you feel like you're being watched, like somebody is watching this, or people are seeing you being burnt out. And you're just trying to put on a happy face. You're just trying to put on a happy face. I'm getting emotional about it. Like you're just trying to put on a happy face. And like not even look about, it's like you're trying to put on a happy face, not even look at it, and just connect to your own magic in creating the environment that you want, the life that you want, the connections, the relationships that you want, the family that you like, you know, and you want these things to be genuine, authentic, pure, like a wonder, you know what I mean? And there's a part of you that's almost questioning, like, is this too fantastical? And I feel like that's coming because you are disconnected from your heart space because of the burnout, because of all of the things around you that you were battling on your own, is what I heard, battling. That you were battling on your own, like these demons. And it's okay, so I feel like this is like heavy, like breaking generational curses within yourself and within your family line. And like I get that you have I get that you have made tremendous progress, but in the physical it doesn't feel like that, and it doesn't in your opinion it doesn't look like that. And now I'm just getting like you tapped out. Like you tapped out. I forgot that you existed, and I thought that it would kill me, but it didn't. Something about that is standing out. It's like you feel forgotten. It's like you feel forgotten, and you keep just kind of like every now and then checking up to be like, does anybody see me? Like, is anybody out there? No one? Okay, let me just go back to what I was doing. But then there's also this sense that like, you know that people, like you feel, there's this sense that like people are watching you. People are watching you struggle. Sorry if the camera looks like it was adjusted. I'm recording on my phone and my alarm went off, so I had to start new. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Sorry about that. So yeah, okay, temperance. Let me look what's going on over here. Temperance, the bad. But okay, so we have up here that you have the Six of Swords, which is like moving away from this. And I think a part of it feels like you're moving away from it, but it feels, okay, how can I describe this? It feels like, I think you cry a lot. I think that you like have a lot of moments where you, I don't know, like the sad, I'm just getting the sense that like you are struggling to connect with your passion. How can I describe this? It's almost like your sadness, like the tears from your sadness are putting out your fire for life. And I feel like there's something that you're not talking about. Or maybe it's this entire situation. Maybe it's this entire situation that you're not talking about. And it goes back to that like feeling of Like, you're not even, like, this is, okay. I feel like there is throat chakra restriction. Okay, why? Why don't you want to talk about it? Actually, you know what? I want to get a song for that. Let me look at these songs and see. I know I went psycho on the phone. I never leave well enough alone, and trouble's gonna follow where I go. Okay. Eat, drink, swang. Well, we're gonna say ninja, okay, for the sake of YouTube. But eat, drink, swang. Ninja, that's the mantra. Better stand when I speak. Ninja, fix your posture. Chief, don't run, baby, word to Papa. That's Chief, Don't Run by Jadena. And then we have Pops would say, once you're bitten by a snake, the paranoia make you pop a lizard in the face. Yes, okay. Right, okay, let me keep going though. All right, riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn of a mile, my curiosity running wild, cruising and playing the radio with no particular place to go. And then I have, what if I just pull you close? What if I lean in and the stars line up and it's our last first kiss? What if one of these days, baby, I go and change your name? What if I loved all these what ifs away? There's a lot that's going on. This feels like such a complicated situation. Like, what you're moving away from is so grand and so intricate and so exhausting that even it's like a part that alone, a part of it is that alone is a part of what is restricting your throat chakra. It just feels like, okay, so this is okay, I see what's going on here. Something happened. You were doing a lot of healing. Did I say that already in this pile, or was it the other pile about like healing generational curses and healing within the self? Oh, I think it was this pile that I said that on. Okay, yeah, so that's the energy that I'm getting here, that it's like there's a lot of healing that was being done, heart healing, family lineage healing, healing within self, healing within relationships, like romantic relationships, and all of that happened at once, and it was a heavy weight. Like it like took a toll. It seems to have taken a toll on you, so much so that it's like I don't even want to talk about it. I can't even talk about it. It's too much right now, and I need to just connect with the joy and the light in life. I honestly, it like gets me emotional tapping into this energy, because I can feel in my energy like how exhausting it is, and how it feels like you're alone. It feels like nobody would understand, or nobody would be able to relate to whatever it is that you are feeling, or whatever it is that you have gone through. Like it's like you feel like a standout. I think that there's like one person that you feel you can connect to, or that would relate, or that would understand, or that would be like open and empathetic. That would like, there's a person, there's a specific person, and I don't know. For the most part, you feel like a black sheep. Like people don't get you. You're not connecting with people in a way that your idea of relationships, whether it's family, friends, business partners, romantic relationship, your ideas and your values that you uphold in relationships you are starting to question whether it's fantastical because people don't meet you where you are willing to meet them. You put in the effort, and that's a part of this burnout feeling. Like, you have put in so much effort in all of these relationships, and they're not meeting you where you're meeting them. And you're wondering, like, is it you? Is this idea of these relationship values, is it too fantastical? Am I the one that's like looking at this wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I the one that's, am I too naive, too hopeful? Because why can't I seem to find this connection? But I feel like there's one person that you have encountered that you feel like they get it. I feel like you feel like they get it. Like they see you. Whew. Okay, so let's ask for some advice here, what to do in this situation. What is the struggle? Because it's like, I feel like there's, okay, so to just recap that real quick, this is about like healing family, healing self, healing generationally, romantic relationships, healing yourself, in how you connect to the world and to the people around you. Like, and these beliefs that you have come to these things that you have come to believe about yourself because of the type of relationship dynamics that you have had, and how they haven't necessarily been reciprocal. They've been kind of turbulent and not stable. Not stable. Like, most of these cards are in reverse. They've created some sort of like anguish. They're like full of secrets, I'm getting. Or like bribery, manipulation, threats. Like, oh, I'm gonna, like, you build a relationship with these people thinking that you can trust them, and then you open up, you share your secrets, and then now they're throwing it back in your face. Like, oh, I'm gonna, talk about your ghosts in your closet, or whatever. Was it skeletons in your closet, or whatever? And so now you're like, okay. It says you're very close to achieving your goal. And I feel like that's related to, like, again, before I was saying, it's like you're functioning through life. Like, I don't even want to look at all of this negativity. It's not that you don't want to look at it, but it's like, I'm not going to engage, because it's going to exist either way, and I no longer want to be a part of it. Like, I want to break away from that. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to. I just want to do my own thing. Like, I want to create the life that I want to have, that's going to feel good to me and be reciprocal, where what I give to other people will also give to me. And it says that you're very close to achieving your goal. So however you are working your magic, manifesting, law of attraction, vision boards, prayers, whatever it is that you are doing, you are following your heart, though. And I feel like you're doing it in silence, like in secret. Expect powerful change. Wow, that is, and maybe, I don't know, maybe by the new moon. I'm not sure, though. I would take that, as it resonates, if it does. All right. Take time to breathe out. Yes, I'm just getting this, like, it's like, if I acknowledge anything other than what feels good, I'm gonna like burst. And I think that, like, working on like breathing, meditating, that type of thing, putting yourself in situations where you can just relax, will help you. The answers you need are coming. A personal issue reaches resolution, and what do you need to release? So I feel like that's pretty good confirmation from Spirit, saying, like, just hang in there, because your magic is working, it's coming. But what do you need to release? Let's ask. Because what do you need to release? What do you need to release to bring this personal issue to a resolution and get the answers and all that stuff? and all that stuff, to get back to just some more like, I don't know, a place that feels good to your energy, that doesn't feel so abrasive. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you need to release the mental anguish, the overthinking, the anxiety, the self-torture. You know how sometimes, like, when we think about a situation over and over and over again, and how it like, it's almost like we put ourselves back into that emotional space, or we think about it to the point where it's no good. Now we're like crying. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I'm not judging. I have done that because I'm an internal processor, and I need to be able to work through the situations in that way sometimes, to be able to understand and release the emotion, connect to my intuition, etc. But anyways, it's saying like, you've done enough of that, so release that. Stop overthinking and stop going back on all of these relationships, all of the healing, everything. It's like, yes, we see you, we hear you, you've worked your magic, you've healed that. Release that overthinking and worrying, stressing yourself out. Focus on breathing and relaxing, and expect powerful change. Expect that your magic is going to work. This is right on top of the star card, which is the healing. This is the card that represents the healing, and for me, this is like the magic, man. This is the transformation. Like, this is where, whew. All right, I'm gonna wrap that up because I'm starting to get really excited. All right, thank you, Pile 2. I hope that message resonated with you. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, or, you know, not if you choose not to. But I appreciate you coming in and sharing your energy with me and allowing me to read for you. And I hope that you got what you needed and that was helpful. All right, bye-bye. Okay, so I wonder if, like, there's some kind of connection with all three of these piles, because this song came out for every single pile, which is, didn't I give it all, tried my best, gave it everything I had, everything and no less. Didn't I do it right? Did I let you down? Maybe you got too used to having me around. And initially, when I first started pulling these cards, the energy that I got was like a lack of, I was gonna say a lack of confidence, but it's like, you're not connecting. It's, all right, what am I trying to say? Like a lack of self-confidence. I keep hearing self-empowerment, and I'm not sure what direction that's going, because you have the Strength card in reversed, but I'm not hearing it. I'm hearing self-empowerment. So I think, let me just pull I didn't do this with the other decks, but I feel very drawn to, well, if I can find it. I'm going to pull a Chakra card, because I'm not sure what direction this is going in. I feel like this is like someone is coming out of a period of feeling a little self-conscious. Okay, I don't know why I found that funny, but that you got aggressive for the root chakra. Like, maybe that was what. Okay, hold on. So your other songs are Ain't Too Proud to Beg, by The Temptation. It says, ain't too proud to beg and you know it. Please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ain't too proud to beg. Sorry, hold on. Ain't too proud to beg and you know it. Please don't leave me, girl. Don't you go. Ain't too proud to plead, baby, baby. Please don't leave me, girl. I mean, that's a pretty popular song, so you probably know it, but if you don't, feel free to look that up. The first song that I sang was called Take It All by Adele, and then you also have KOD by J. Cole. This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a quarter brick. Bentley from his mama's whip. KOD, he hard as shit. Which is a fire ass song in my opinion. All right, so I'm getting masculine energy from this pile, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are a male or a man, or that that's how you identify. It's just that the energy that I'm picking up on is the masculine energy, which is the active energy, the do, the willpower, the confidence, that type of thing. And so that's funny that aggressive came out, because that it's like, okay, that makes sense. I understand now why I heard self-empowerment, because I feel like something has happened. And let me look at this to get more information to break that down. But something has happened, and that took, your confidence took a hit. Your confidence took a hit, but you're moving out of that into a more self-empowered space. And you have only one cups card, which is something from the past. So, feel in control, personal power. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I'm saying. That's coming through as balanced. But you also have the root chakra, which is overactive. All right, let me get some more cards. Okay, so you have the Six of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands reversed, the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. So you have a lot of pentacles. You have a lot of pentacles and a lot of swords, and then you have One of Cups and One of Wands. So pentacles has to do with like very tangible, earthly things. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's related to material. And then swords has to do with communication, your thoughts, your process. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords now in reverse. I feel like there's this push and pull of like, should I say something? Should I not say something? And that's what, okay, so it's like there's this push and pull in your energy of feeling confident and then like second guessing it. Like feeling confident. I think this has to do with some kind of communication. Ain't you proud to beg and you know it. Okay. There's a past situation here. Let me get a card to clarify the Six of Cups, please. There's a past situation here. And I think that you might be afraid to say something or hesitant to say something, because this person that you would be saying something to, they might like really, yes, I was gonna say rip your head off, but like this, you have the Hangman in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. So it's like, I think you're wondering whether or not they are still stuck on, whether or not they are, okay, what am I trying to say? I think that you are concerned or worried that if you say something to this person, that they're gonna be aggressive. Like they're gonna talk some shit to you. I think that you might have done something. I think that you might have done something or said something. And I'm also picking up on a little bit of sneaky energy. Ooh, a third party situation, actually. I don't typically get third party from the three. Oh. Three of Wands and Father of Wands. Ooh, I think that this is a situation where there's some sort of father figure influence. Okay, there's some sort of father figure energy that is influencing your energy. And I just keep pulling cards. Mother of Swords. All right, something was not working. And it has to do with communication. It was like either too much, it was like a push and pull between, I don't know, too much communicate. It's like a difference in communication. Like one person may have overly communicated too much. I'm saying quote in quotes because it may have been perceived that one person maybe communicated too much while the other person didn't communicate enough. And I think that there was some reflection on that, like what wasn't working in your communication style, or what was working in your communication style. Where should you have spoken up and where should you have not spoken up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have a lot of swords energy coming out, man. You have a lot of mental energy, like a lot of mental energy. It's very confused. The energy that I'm picking up on is like trying to figure something out. Like there's a situation that's trying to figure something out, trying to think something through. And I don't know if this is like figuring out how to move forward, or because what does this have to do with feel and control your personal power? Like what does this have to do with your personal power? I feel like there is a lack of confidence, and that's frustrating. It feels like a move or a decision or something you want to do that. Like you want to make a move or make a decision about something, decide something. Like you want to make up your mind about something. And it's like you feel confident about doing it, and then, I don't know, and then it's like that changes, and now you're not so sure. And it's like that back and forth is frustrating. It's like, ugh. It's like, I'm just getting the sense that it feels very like closed in. It feels very closed in, and it's like you have this impending sense that whatever move you have to make, it has to be calculated and strategic, because it almost sounds like it almost feels like something needs to happen and you're planning for the worst. But you don't want to, but you want to like stay in your you want to stay in your personal power. It's like you want to make sure that you stay grounded. Something has really impacted you, and I don't know if this is a father figure. Oops. Sorry about that. My earpiece fell out. So I hope that didn't, if you have headphones, and I hope that didn't mess you up. But it's like, I think a conversation needs to be had. There's this push and pull in your energy of, it's not even a push and pull, it's a back and forth. It's it's like undecided. It's just mental. It's a lot of mental acrobats. I feel it's like you can't even, okay, trying to think, this is the energy that I'm in. It's like trying to think of whatever it is, the decision, what you're going to say, whatever. It's like all of the things to consider, all of the parts, all of the pieces. It's too much. It's like, I can't even think this through. I can't even make a decision. It's overthinking. But it's not, it's like overthinking is what would be the term to use that would like make most sense, because I can't think of another term to use, or if another term even exists, because it's not necessarily overthinking. It's just like because it feels like I can't even get to think this thought all the way through, because when I think about what all I have to consider, it feels like so much. So it's like I don't even get to the act of thinking it through, because the thought of thinking it through is overwhelming. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But there is a lot of mental energy, and that alone is like frustrating, first of all, because it's keeping you from coming to some kind of decision that you need to make, and also it's throwing you off your game. Like, it's like there's like this back and forth between like, I know who I am, you know what I'm saying, like I'm that dude. This song, it's KOD by J. Cole. He's talking about how he's grown, you know what I mean, how he has come up. Like, he really had to work hard and grind. He was this kid, this person that like didn't really have shit, and now he created something for himself. It says, this is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a quarter brick, Bentley from his mama's whip, KOD, he hard as shit. Like, he's that dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he came up, and it's like there's moments where it's like I know that about me. Like, I know I'm that dude, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a situation, and I think it has to do with a feminine energy, and maybe a situation or a relationship, or there's not a lot of cups here, so I don't even know if it was like a love relationship. I'm not really sure, but it was something that was painful. It was something that created this feeling of being like left out in the cold. Of it feels like a loss. So it's like okay. I'm just getting the sense that like you're not something happened between you and this feminine energy, and maybe there's not clarity. Okay, like maybe you're trying to figure out what exactly it was. Or, I don't know, you're trying to figure something out. I'm not even sure if you know what you're trying to figure out, but it's something happened, and something in that situation has made you question your own personal power. And so it's like you remind yourself that like you're this person, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got it. I heard I Got It Out the Mud. That's a song. I'm not sure who it's by. I don't remember what rapper that's by, but maybe that means something to you. But anyways, it's like you really got it, you know what I'm saying? And okay, it's like that's where you are basing your sense of self. That's where you feel most in your power, is that journey to being that person, and just being that person in general. But something about being that person didn't catch the fish. That's what I heard. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming that is referring to the female, the feminine energy that I'm picking up on in this situation. Like, they weren't, I don't know, like they were camouflaged. That came through. I don't know what that means. They were camouflaged. What does that mean? Let me get a card. Hold on. What did I do with my deck? They were camouflaged. What? Who was camouflaged? I just get the sense that like you showed a certain, okay. Okay. So it seems like this is a situation where I'm not intending this to be offensive, and so I hope that you are able to receive this message as it resonates and not take it personal, because it's not. This is just a message from spirit, but it seems like you maybe underestimated this person's intelligence and ability to articulate clearly and communicate, because I think that maybe you weren't used to that when we were looking at the cards before, how you had the Ace of Swords and then the Ace of Swords reversed to clarify it. Like, I think that you were used to, or that maybe you had more experience with ineffective communication, aggressive, like arguing, hostility, not communication that comes to a compromise or to a resolution, or not communication that even empowers both parties, or communication that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Communication that is constructive. I think that you were maybe not necessarily, that you haven't had a lot of experience with that from a female. I'm just getting like so it looks like from your perspective, you are describing this situation that this female, this feminine energy, I keep saying female, but this feminine energy maybe like disguised their self or masked their self. It feels very much like it is. It doesn't feel like there's accountability in this situation. Whereas I'm trying to figure out like how. I think that this feminine energy that you have in mind is not one that you're used to. And I think that you are used to a little more like aggressive, like toxic type female dynamics. And you have to play a dirty game because maybe these other feminine energies, I keep saying female dynamics, but again, take it how it resonates. These other feminine energies maybe use a little bit more like it's like, I think that you may have in the past categorized feminine energy. Like this one is a man-eater, this one is a victim, this one is toxic, this one is this. And you interacted with them in that way. And so when you came across this other feminine energy, the one that's showing up, I'm getting like 4 feminine energies. But I think the one that's causing a lot of like mental conflict is, that's the one that I'm talking about right now. That's the main feminine energy. And I think that hers threw you off because I think that, I'm saying hers, but again, please take it as it resonates. I think this feminine energy threw you off because there's that whole message of camouflaging, you know, like I think that you might be perceiving it as this person intentionally camouflaged to trick you or fool you or manipulate you because that's the experience that you have had from these other feminine energies. But this feminine energy that we're talking about here, this person is not like that. But I think where the difficulty is that I think that you may have, I don't know that it was, I'm not getting necessarily that it was malicious. I think that it was just like a, what's the word where something just automatically happens. You don't have to think about it. It's just like autopilot type thing where you met this person, you did a quick like scan, boom. Okay. I'm going to categorize her as this. She is this type of person. She's the victim, or she's the man eater, or she's the hyper independent woman. Like whatever it is, you put her in a category incorrectly. And it's not necessarily that this feminine energy needed to be moved from category A to category B. It's just that this feminine energy doesn't need to be put in a category at all. Because when you then put that person in a category, that's what creates all of this mental like confusion and overthinking and like I don't even know how to figure out what I'm trying to figure out type of energy. Because it's like you seem to have created a system where with energy A, for example, that goes into category A, I interact with them in this way. And then feminine energy B, who's categorized in category B, I interact with them in this way. And da-da-da-da. And that's what keeps me, that's how I self-protect. This feels like a self-protection mechanism. And I think that you're having to break that apart. It feels like you're like having to break that down and look at all of the pieces of this of this mechanism. Like, what are the categories? How do I look? First of all, let's back all the way up to how am I even perceiving feminine energy? Is that correct? What are these categories that I have allotted them into? Is it possible that maybe I should not be categorizing people in general? Is it possible that a person can exist in all of these categories and none of these categories? Do you understand what I'm saying? And so like all of that alone feels like something that maybe you may not have done before or asked yourself before. And so that's that energy of like, even thinking about what I have to think about is exhausting. You know, when I was trying to describe it earlier, where it's like I can't even get through the thought process because thinking about the process of breaking down this thought is a lot Do you know what I'm saying? Which is totally understandable if this is not something that you have ever done, but it sounds like this is internal, self-reflective work. And so if that's not anything that you have ever done, it can absolutely feel exhausting and overwhelming. And in that situation, I would highly suggest like journals, or even connecting with someone who is a very self-reflective person. I'm totally giving you advice. I'm going to pull some cards, but this is just my suggestion. This isn't necessarily like a spirit message. This is from my own experience. Connecting with someone that is a self-reflective person, and maybe like asking their opinions or what their process is, if you don't want to be that, open and vulnerable about like getting their opinion. But if you're not new to something, it's like if you're new to something, it's like the example that I can give is like if you are living in a place where there are no vehicles, and then you now move to America and everybody's driving, and you've never driven before, this is a new concept or whatever, and now you want to just try to jump in a car and like go, you're probably going to have some accidents, and some things might not go very well. It could be very dangerous for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it can create such mental anguish that it impacts you on a personal and personality level. It can create this aggressive demeanor, and that type of thing. So that's what I'm seeing here. And I think that's why you might be feeling like, I can't even think about the thought because that's exhausting. I can't even go through the thought process because thinking about what I would have to think about it's like overwhelming. You know what I mean? And that may be because you're looking at the big picture instead of taking it, like if we're looking at this car, for example, like you're looking at the whole thing and you're like, gosh, I see all of this that I need to address or look at or ask or whatever, instead of saying like, okay, well, this is what I'm noticing right now is impacting me the most in the present. So let me work on that first, or alone, or until I get comfortable with that. And then once the next thing comes up, I'll address that. You know what I mean? This feels like I'm trying to do a complete 180 overnight type of situation, and that's not realistic. And it's not realistic because that's also what is impacting your sense of personal power, and it's like, so you're trying to remind yourself of who you are based on who you were. Okay, how can I describe that? It's like you're trying to reestablish your confidence based on who you were, but you've already recognized that who you were can use an upgrade. And so it's like you're on this what's the word? Like you're like on the line of, you're like in this transition of, okay, what am I trying to say? So if I am, let's say okay, what's a good example? Let's just say that I'm a materialistic person. I don't want to use that example, actually. It's trying to use, if I had A, B, and C in my life, and like that's where my confidence was based on, you know what I'm saying? But I'm realizing like, A, B, and C really isn't that great. Like, it's not the shit like I think it's the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. I could go with D, E, and F. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm at that point in my life where I can do D, E, and F. So then you go after D, E, and F, but it's new territory. So you're not going to be confident in it because you have to work to even understand it, to implement it, to master it. And then once you have understood it and mastered it, that's when confidence then comes in. But you're trying to use your confidence from A, B, and C. You're trying to use what you have mastered from A, B, and C to help you feel confident in D, E, and F. Instead of just accepting and surrendering to the fact that this is a new process and you may not necessarily feel confident right away. And that the confidence may come from releasing some expectations, maybe even expectations of the influence of this father figure energy that I was picking up on. Maybe disconnecting from that. I don't know. Let's get some advice. This can go on forever. So I feel like, what am I trying to do here? So essentially what this is saying is that there's a situation where you're recognizing that there needs to be like growth within you. and maybe the way that you think about things or the way that you perceive things. And I think that you are taking it it feels overwhelming in your energy because you are seeing the big picture of what all needs to be adjusted. Not even that. It's almost like that is the expectation. Like you are expecting that you have to change completely who you are. And that's not necessarily the fact. And that is what is contributing to this, like, oh, I can't even. Nobody is expected to change everything about themselves. Nobody is just all bad. You know what I mean? Growth happens on a continual spectrum. Okay, so what type of advice can you give to pile 3, to this person, these people? I was gonna say this person, but anyways, what type of advice can you give to pile 3, please? What do they? How can they? Hold on a second. Let me adjust myself, you guys. It's funny that it's the Leo card that came out too. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah, I just get this sense that like you're trying to, like that it's okay to ask for help. I just get this sense that you may be trying to take on a lot on your own. Or like there's this expectation that you have to do it all on your own. I don't know, and I feel like oh my gosh, it feels like there's like this sadness of not meeting this. It feels like maybe there's this expectation, and there's this sadness of not meeting this expectation of like needing help. It's like, okay, it's like, I feel like there's someone that you can ask for help, and or someone that can help you, someone that's like ready and willing to help you actually, but you don't want to ask. I started to ask why. A new romantic cycle begins, believe in the impossible. Oh, I think this has to do with this feminine energy that I was telling you about that cannot be categorized or defined. I think that's the person that you see as being able to assist you with your perspectives and whatever adjustments that you want to make in yourself. This is standing out to me too. Oh, what do you need to release? Okay, well, let's see. Let's ask the question, what do you need to release? But yeah, so I think that has to do with that feminine energy, and believe. Find that confidence. Because if you look about it, like this feminine energy, I mean, I know this wasn't this was the one that I was picking up on for. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The point is, this feminine energy is looking at you too. Their energy is looking at your energy too. They're like waiting. You know what I mean? Like they're waiting that energy. I'm getting the sense that it's like, I'm just waiting to be able to do what I can do, what I'm good at. What you need to release. 5 of Cups. Yeah, looking at like 5 of Cups is the loss card, the grief card. It's like looking at it's like putting your attention on what went wrong instead of like, okay, well, this is what I learned, or this is what I learned from this situation, or this is what I've picked up or gathered or whatever. Now, how can I take these 2 cups and use it to, you know, get me extra cups or whatever. But that's what you need to release. Looking at whatever looking at, I'm just getting the, okay, hold on, because I don't know if I'm confusing piles. So, 6 of Swords. Yeah, I think that you left this person. Yep. okay. I think that you left this person to like work on yourself. I think you left this person behind to go work on yourself. Which is good for you, but something about that is, it's like bringing grief to you. It's making you feel, you don't feel great about that. And whatever that is, that's what you need to release. Believe in the impossible, homie. A new romantic cycle begins. All right? You got it. You got it, homie. Don't let pride get in your way. All right, pile 3. So that is what I have for you. And I really hope that something here resonated. This was an interesting reading for me because, like I said, there was no clear direction. And I'm not really sure what my title of this is going to be. Anyways, if you felt like this resonated and that it was beneficial to you, please give it a like, a share, thumbs up, subscribe, whatever all the YouTubers say. I don't know. But it does help to pick up on your energy. So if you do decide to come back for more readings, then I can tap into yours easier and pick up on these messages and continue to serve you if you found it helpful. Thank you for visiting this reading. Thank you for visiting this video. Thank you for visiting my page. And I hope you have a phenomenal rest of the day. Bye.